Hey everyone, Seth Campbell here. Welcome back to Segway Plays The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker. In the last episode, we and our good friend Medley entered the Earth Temple and began to navigate our way through it, and we got the Mirror Shield, which allows us to reflect light at objects and enemies the same way Medley can. And the first thing we need to do is find a way out of this room. Well, if you see that sun and moon symbol up there, we can aim our beam of light at it. Well, I guess it was just a moon, and now it's a sun. And that brings a lot more light to the room in general as well. So, we now have our own way to manipulate light, which is going to come in really handy. Where is Medley? She should be in here waiting for us. Yep, there she is. It'll come in handy, not least because you may remember that room that we need Medley to hold down the switch for us. Let's just ignore these guys and get out of here. There's a room we need Medley to hold. Is there another way out of here? Oh, yes, as a matter of fact, there is. So I do want to defeat these guys, because I want to show something as well. If you look at the map, you'll notice there's another exit to this room, and you see in the wall down there, there's another one of those symbols that indicates that we can dissolve it, I guess is the best word, with a beam of light. Whoa! Oh yeah, the Poes can possess you, and if they possess you, unlike the curses, you can still use your items, but your controls are reversed until they leave your body. And that's another way, like, they will go away. You will have defeated them. So the question is, obviously, how can we get a beam of light down there if the light source is up here? Well, if we use our command melody to take control of Medley, I think you can do this either way, but I'm going to do it this way just because I want to. You can shoot... Oops, no! I didn't mean to do that. You can aim a beam of light downward. First thing I'm going to do is solidify the Poe, but you can then continue to aim it. Oops, no, not what I meant to do. And press R to return to Link while the beam is still aimed at that spot. Oh, no, the Poe is possessing me. Crud. Can I make him leave me alone if I walk into the... Yes, okay, if you walk into the light, you can make him leave you alone. But if you stand where this light is shining and you angle it just right, it's a little tricky, you can reflect the beam of light again with the second character, which will allow you to extend the range at which you can point things, or point light. Mythbusters tested the whole multiple mirrors in a dark temple thing, and well, I won't spoil the episode, actually. Take a look. It's actually an interesting result. I wouldn't have expected it. But anyway, there is a way through here. And as you can see, there are a couple of other things. One of these statues, for example. And then there is that symbol on another wall. I actually didn't want to call. I wanted to use the R button to point a beam of light. Oh, you know, come to think of it, we can't do it the other way. Medley has to point the first beam, because we can't continue holding a beam of light as Link and then play the command melody. So Medley looks so unimpressed just in the shot that it froze on. I don't think I've ever seen that expression. I guess it was like mid-blink. Oh, no, not again. You see, the thing is, with Link, you press R to equip the shield and aim it. With Medley, you have to press A. Pressing R returns to Link. So that's why I keep screwing this up. That makes sense. I just figured that out. Okay. So. Have Medley point the beam of light. And then have Link redirect it. And that will get you a nice little batch of rupees. But I digress. So we now find ourselves here, in this room with all the fog. Now, obviously we don't want to go in the fog, so we will have Medley fly us over. Now, incidentally, if Medley gets captured by a floor master, which I am going to try to avoid having happen, she will be returned to this room and placed in that cage up there. Evidently, whoever designed it, or whichever floor master decided that was the best plan of action, is not very smart, because Medley can fly and the top of the cage is open. So all you have to do is come back here, play the command melody, and have Medley fly out. I mean, things have not gone well when I've been insulting security in this game, so I'm going to reserve comment. Whoa! For example. Now, why have I come back here, you ask? Well, because remember, this is where the room is where Medley has to hold down the switch, but there's a beam of light inside. So now that Link has a way of manipulating beams of light, we can leave Medley on the switch and enter this room. And here is our chest. Now in this temple, it's only a joy pendant. It is not a treasure chart this time around. But getting a lot of joy pendants, as I've said before, will be really handy. So let's be grateful that we got it. Where is Medley? I don't like the fact that... Okay, there she is. So, we can now direct two beams of light at the same time, and there are two of those moon symbols inside that statue. So, methinks it would be a good idea. I love how the beam of light is dancing around behind Link as he moves. That's very cool. I think it would be a good idea to direct two beams of light into the statue's eyes, turning the moons into suns and lighting up the big face. And I've heard of someone's face lighting up, but this is taking that to a new level. And there it is. Obviously, you have to hold both of them at the same time, or the half of the face that... Like, you couldn't just do one and the other. You have to do them both at the same time. And that dissipates the fog and brightens the room. So we can see there were a lot of pots and skulls in here. Presumably the skulls are from other adventurers who... well, how they could have gotten in here, I don't know, if the temple was sealed, but... who ventured into that fog, and maybe it was monsters ventured into the fog and got lost and died. But as we continue downward, this is a new type of bubble, and these ones will act just like the fog that you see around them. They will curse you and prevent you from using your items. I think they're just called blue bubbles, that the fire ones are red. Can you not defeat them with an arrow? I thought you could. How do you defeat these guys? It's not a boomerang. Can I do this? I know you can. Oh, no. I know how, and we can't do it right now. I think. Now, I'm not gonna bother to go over there right now because as you can see, there's a little alcove over that way, and there's no chest there. That is the tingle spot for this dungeon. Where you can do something with the tingle tuner. But once again, since I currently don't have a way to record a tingle tuner, I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. Can you defeat these guys with a sword if they get close enough? I guess they just walk away. Or float away. But here is this stone again, which can only mean that we, and more importantly Medley, need to play the Earth God's Lyric. Well, that was easy. So, here we are. Well, first of all, among other things, we got re-deads. So let's defeat those first because they're so creepy. Okay. Then, we can zap this statue off of this block. If I can just hold the control stick there long enough. And take out these... Well, first let me get the rupees, because rupees are good. Then we can take out this bigger statue. And just blocking that door. But what do we do about that one? Because it is hidden pretty well behind this pillar. Well, there's these mirrors over here. And so if we aim our light at the mirror, it will aim it at the statue, promptly destroying it. So, we got two ways we can go now. And there's a door up there, but that requires a small key, which we do not have. Whoa! Whoa, I didn't realize the mirrors... Yeah, okay, the mirrors are designed to look like these lobster things. I'd seen the symbols on them before, but I'd never noticed that the mirrors themselves, you got the eyes and the claws. Wow, I never looked closely enough at them, I guess, to see that they are, in fact, lobsters. Crayfish, or... Actually, one of the shows I like is, it's a new show on ESPN called High Noon. Pablo Torre and Bomani Jones talk sports and other stuff. And it's really funny, and everyone should check it out. And they had a debate recently, is it pronounced crayfish? Or pronounced and or spelled or written, is it crayfish or crawfish? And I had honestly always thought they were two totally different things. Let's see, is there a way through this? Oh yeah, so you can use the Deku Leaf to very temporarily dissipate fog. But I guess it doesn't actually help you. Okay, that's weird. Okay, because there's at least one chest of... Okay, I think I know what you have to do. Let's try having Medley fly over it. But in any event, it had never occurred to me, because I never really thought deeply about either one of them, I guess, that crayfish and crawfish are actually the same thing. So yes, Medley can fly over this, but does that allow for anything? No, it doesn't. Okay, it's not like there's a switch over here or anything. That's odd. Oh yeah, there you can see the floor master can pick stuff up and chuck it at you. I wonder. Would it consider this a jump? Oh! Oh no! Oh no! 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 And I have no items. And it's gonna kidnap Medley, and we're doomed. Oh, no, it's throwing her. Oh, that's awful. Oh, Medley, I'm so sorry. And I can't do anything about it, and I can't stop it. Because I can't use items. Yeah, okay. We need to go back and get Medley now. I'll meet you back in that central room. Link, I'm over here. Okay, yeah, that was dumb on my part, and I just remembered what I'm supposed to do there. But, as dumb as I feel, I'm not as dumb as whoever designed a cage for a flying person with an open top. So, there's a little bit of comfort in that. I'll meet you back at that room. Okay, so now if I remember correctly, here's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just walk straight into this deadly fog, all the way through, and get to the other side, and let the fog dissipate. And now you're over here and can get the chest. And there's your small key. And that dissipates the fog in the room. And as you can see, there is another chest that is supposed to be here somewhere, but I don't see it. All I see are a whole bunch of floor masters. Gosh, these guys are hard to beat. You do not want to be standing in close proximity to them for any length of time. You've seen how badly it can go. So, you really want to be precise and quick with your strikes. Okay, that's one down. Two down. Of course, the really anxiety-inducing part about all of this is that you know that they regenerate if you get taken out and deposited back into the other room. So you really want to beat them all in one go. You have to beat them all in one go. And there are just so darn many of them, you really can't afford to make a mistake. And last one, gotcha. And if I'm not mistaken, that should cause, yes, a treasure chest to appear. And it's a treasure chart. Hopefully this one will be worth more than one single green rupee, because that was stressful to get. But anyway, we got our key, we got our treasure chart. We can leave that room. Now we can use that key on that door, but we also open this door. And let's see here. You can hear the floor masters below us, but I believe we can fly across this. And I deliberately stuck to the side there because I did not want to give them a chance to snatch Medley. Now, you can move these mirrors. Much like you can move other blocks. Even though they look a lot bigger than the little blocks that have the little light-destroyed statues on them. But somehow you can't move those. I don't know how that works. But there's also a hammer switch here, which, as you might guess, opens this little roof window and shoots light over there. Now, we can't get in there yet. Or we can't get over there from here, at any rate. But we have done this and set this up, so that is sure to come in handy later. No! No! That's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. No, and I can't use any weapons, but they're throwing her. Can I catch her again? Can I pick her up? Can I find her? No. No, no. Oh, Christ, it's Monkey in the middle. Ah! Well, that didn't go the way I planned. So, yeah, I'm going to get put back here, and Medley is still in that room. So I am going to go back and retrieve Medley. And I'll meet you back in the room that has the door that we need to use the key to go through. Okay, that little fiasco aside, we can now push this here block over to this ledge, climb up, call Medley up to join us. And go through this door. Now, had we not done what we did in the previous room, we would not have a light source here, but fortunately, since we did do that, we do. And that makes it a lot easier to defeat the Poes, just lead them straight into this long beam of light. And it will zap them into a solid form. Come get me. I'm over here. Okay, have it your way. So, as you might expect, we can now use our mirror shield to remove these giant stone statues, although it's a little difficult to get the angling exactly right. Huh. Okay, I see, yeah. We want to stand more over here, I think, so we're actually reflecting it. Not a good angle, but hang on. There. Yeah, if we... Okay, I understand now. I'm an idiot. You can't, like, turn so that the shield is not... the mirror part of the shield is not facing the light source, because then, of course, it wouldn't reflect. Oops. Of course, that presents quite a difficulty for this, because... let's see. Well, I'm not sure how to explain this. I think the light that I reflect off my instrument can be redirected using your shield, Link. Do you think this could prove useful? I hope you're not offended by my suggestions. I just want to be helpful. Well, that is what we need to do, and obviously if you've gotten this far, you've figured that out already. I guess that was just triggered by me taking so long. But since we can't reflect this light directly at that statue... Oop, no! Wrong controls again. This whole A versus R thing is really confusing. So yes, we can't reflect this beam of light directly at that wall over there, but we can redirect it twice. Once off to the side, and then once back to the statue. And poor Medley, she really is so timid, but she's so helpful. She doesn't give herself nearly enough credit. But now we find ourselves in another tomb? Catacomb, almost? Lots of coffins that are falling open here. Incidentally, you don't want to get hit by the falling coffin lids. I feel like that ought to be obvious, but... So yeah, some of these coffins can contain redeads, and some contain Stolfos. So, I don't know what determines whether one of them becomes a zombie or a skeleton or what, or what they were before, but either way, they're a danger to us. Oh, you see, that's why you don't want to stand in front of the lid. When am I going to learn? Oh, and yeah, now we're being eaten. Stupid keys. Yeah, and another redead. No! Well, at least we can't see it because of the camera angle this time. And there is a chest here. Red rupee. Nice. I don't know if it's worth fighting hordes of the living dead to get, but alright. So, you probably noticed over here there is another large stone with the Earth God's lyric written on it. And that opens up another door. And more staircases down. I think that this is the first dungeon, I think it might be the only one in this game where you progress by going further and further down. Well, there is the last warp cauldron, and it's got a rock on top of it, and we know what to do with rocks. Well, we now have a quick travel method. So, there's the boss door over there, but we don't have the big key yet. And there's a path further down. So, logic dictates, as painful as that looked, we should continue downward. Now, in this room, we can see that we have a lot of mirrors, a couple of those big statues, and a switch in the middle. Now, first things first, we should probably hit that switch. Didn't look like we could get up there, but Medley can. So, we step on the switch, and, as you might expect, it allows a light source into the room. So what can we do with that? Well, the first thing, and most obvious thing we can do, is we can point it at this chest to solidify it. See what we got here. Purple rupee, 50, nice. Good thing we got that wallet upgrade. And we can also aim it at that big statue over there. It's not really staying there long enough. Well, maybe this is what we should do for that then. We can move this mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, palm readings and crystal balls. It's obvious for all to see how uncertain it will be. Well, that moves the light beam further over here, which should make this a lot easier. And behind that statue is another mirror. We pull this one into place. And it directs a beam of light here. Well, if you look back there, there's those symbols meaning that the wall will dissolve if light is pointed at them. So, we need to, once again, double deflect light to that back corner. No, this way. This way, Medley. Okay, Medley points the light here. Link points it at these symbols to dissolve this wall. Notice we kind of block off the beam of light for a second there, but don't worry, you just have to pull the mirror through, get it to this spot. And as that little jingle indicated, we have accomplished something, although it's a little difficult to tell what at this precise moment. But if you look over on this wall, you'll see another of these faces with the two moon symbols in the eyes. And we now have created a path of light where we could point at one of those eyes. Of course, we don't have one for the other side yet. So, that ought to be our next priority. So, we rinse and repeat. Get Medley to come join us. Okay. So, actually, we had to do that other side first, because now there is, in addition to that light being a good source to work there, it is also being reflected in this direction. So we can now take this mirror put it there, which moves a beam of light here. Moving a little too fast for Medley, I guess. Sorry. So, first thing we do, make the chest appear. Great. Then there are a few walls we can obliterate here. Not actually sure what's back there, because it's not a chest. As you can see by the compass. Can you angle this here? I don't actually think you can, now that I look at it. Nope. So what you're gonna have to do now, well, first things first, I'll get the chest and check back there, and then we'll do what we need to do, which is position Medley first. Actually, maybe that... Hang on a moment. Well, joy pennant, that's good. Oh, there's another door back here. I had actually totally forgotten that. I'll check that out. That's just a small room with a chest. Let's see what's in here. Here's something I can do quickly. Yeah, so you can use the light to zap these coffins and make them fall open. And it's a trio of Stalfos. Why not? Even though even the mini-boss was never 3 at a time, let's just throw that at you right now. See, again, because they have such a wide range with the club, they can really throw off your rhythm. And as you saw, that allowed the first Stalfos to reform, and now the second one is doing the same thing. Where is it? Where's the head? Where's the head? Can I defeat one, please? Just kind of chipping away at him here. The hits on the heads, I believe, do accumulate. So, like, if you hit... If one more hit would have destroyed the head, next time you knock it off, another hit should destroy it. We got one of them down. Come on. No, L targeting the wrong one. There we go. There's one left. It ought to be a little easier. There we go. And that makes a chest appear, as you would expect. So you pull this block out, which allows us to climb back up. And we get this chest. Which is, of course, another treasure chart. But with that little detour out of the way, back to the big mirror puzzle. I think I can actually... Yeah, guys, I don't think that wall is the next step. That statue over there is. And surprise, surprise, it's another giant lobster, crayfish, crawfish mirror. Now we can... It deflects that previous beam of light in the middle there, but we don't want to do that yet. We want to get that mirror to that spot, I believe. Yeah, we do. Okay, so that does leave that one next. Okay, so yeah, I was right about this in the first place. We want to get Medley to take that beam of light. And point it where Link can use it. To dissolve that wall. Which of course has another mirror behind it. So now, we pull this mirror out, and this one, incidentally, will, I believe, reflect to the one that we already pulled out just a moment ago. And that should provide two light beams in a perfect place to point at that big statue face. Now, a lot of rupees, including a purple one, in those pots, so make sure you don't overlook those. Now, much like every other time, Medley must be the first to point at the light. So we position her on one of these pedestals. And aim. There we go. And we now guide Link over to the other one. And... bingo! An elaborate process there to unblock the door, but it shows us the way forward. But before we can get the big key that is in that obvious chest back there, there is a Dark Nut with a shield. And, oh no, and these cursed bubbles. Oh, there must be a way to defeat them then that doesn't involve light, but I thought that's what you needed. Well, let's see if we can take out the Dark Nut or at least do some damage. Okay, that at least takes care of his armor. How do you defeat these guys? I thought you had to be able to like point light at them or something. Let me try the Deku Leaf again. Okay, that's it. You have to hit them with the Deku Leaf and it will blow the fog away. I guess I should have thought of that because you can use the Deku Leaf to temporarily dislodge a little bit of fog when there are large rooms of it. Okay, my bad. That's how you defeat those guys. Take out the Dark Nut. And there is the chest that we have come to know and love. And it is indeed the big key. And we know where the boss lurks. So I propose we go to the boss door and end this episode here. Just make our way back up. That'll give us a last chance. Well, it's going to be briefly interrupted by the command melody, but a last chance to savor this awesome dungeon music. Right after this command melody interlude. Now, obviously, Link and Medley can't both traverse this little gap in the same way. So Link has to climb. And then, once again, we'll use the command melody to bring Medley up with us. And now, of course, with Medley's help, we fly across this gap. Let's see if I can get a fairy out of one of these pots. I imagine I can. Okay, rupees, hearts, that's good. Rupees and no, that's odd. I would have expected a fairy. Usually there's one before a boss door. Oh well. Hopefully we won't need it. But in the next episode, we will walk through this spiky door with a giant cow skull imprint on it and take on the boss of the Earth Temple. I will see you then.